So, Mag, thanks very much for meeting us here today. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And it's lovely to have you here again to give us an update on how you've been doing. So, just for anyone who hasn't actually seen Mag's testimonial, which can't be very many people at this stage, there's been lots of people talking about it. But Mag had done the 6 weeks HypnoSlim class, and I'll let her tell you how it's been going.
Okay, so I started after Halloween, kind of in the middle of November, I think it was when we started. Um, so in the 6 week run up to Christmas, and in that 6 weeks, I think the weight loss was maybe 2 stone and 2 pounds, or 2 stone and 3 pounds for the 6 weeks. So then we didn't get around to doing the testimonial until after Christmas, and I lost 7 pounds over Christmas, with a few that I had lost. So I think we were getting close to the 3 stone mark at that point in early January. And now I'm 4 stone and 1 pound down, which is like absolute blowing. And I think I'm maybe it's 15 weeks since I started the course. So I still just stand up on the scales every Wednesday and take my photo of my scales just to be accountable, or just to keep an eye on things, I guess, that I'm just
Yeah.
it's nice to have a reward at the end of the week to see, if you've been up or if you've been down. And I'm waiting every single week, waiting for the plateau, waiting for the stop, waiting for
Don't be waiting
even
for that.
I know, but I'm waiting even for a gain, I'm afraid, even though I haven't done anything out of the way.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened. I've never, in the 15 or 16 weeks, 15 maybe, that I haven't had any week where I've even stayed the same. I've lost weight, and my least weight loss in any week was 2 pounds.
Wow.
Every week it's nearly been, 3, 4 pounds every week, and it just keeps coming down. I just can't believe it. I'm slimmer now, lighter on the scales than I was before I had any of my 3 children, which is unbelievable. Like, I was struggling with my weight before I got pregnant in the first place. I was overweight, but um, when I looked back from where I was 4 stone ago, that seemed very unachievable. Never mind in a couple of months. Do you know that I would be four
Does it,
stone lighter before, Lent even happened? I think it's the first Lent I'm ever going to stay off chocolate for Lent.
does it to stay off it? Yeah, because you
Yeah,
probably haven't have you had any
not a single thing.
no chocolate
No,
junk, isn't it brilliant? So like you really changed your attitude, and that's the difference when you're in hypnosis and you do it. You're at a deep level and you make that
mhm.
commitment to yourself. Whereas otherwise we're just relying on willpower, and we
Yeah,
all willpower runs out. And the first one
yeah.
to admit it doesn't exist.
There's definitely a place where you have to say no, and you could make a decision not to, that. But now I'm at the stage where I'm like, I'm feeling so much in control that it's nearly stronger that I'm getting the farther I'm getting into it, because I'm feeling like, why would I go back here? Why would I, lose that control again? And knowing myself and knowing deep down that when I'm eating that kind of stuff, I'm not in control. So I,
Yeah.
there's so many things in your life that you can't control, and especially like with small kids and stuff like that, where things just have to go out the window. But if you can retain control of some few bits, it's makes an awful difference. Do you know what I mean? So I just really feel like that's nearly as big a reward to me as the results on the scales.
Yeah, that's
So
huge, isn't it? Because that would be the thing that most people would come to us with as well, is that feeling out of control around
mhm.
food, or if there's biscuits there, have to have them, or if we're out for dinner, have to have big portions, or that's the thing that people come with. So
Yeah,
even hearing that as well, that having that control, because when people say that they don't have control around food, that's what I'm used to hearing before they're hypnotized. But for yourself there now, it's that you can control that as opposed to all the other stuff.
mhm.
Because I think it's the lack
Absolutely.
of control around food is the main one that, well, I suppose in this nature, that's what I'm hearing every day anyway. That's what we
Yeah,
specialize. That's brilliant. So what
I've
has changed? Sorry, do you want to go on there?
no, you're fine. The changes, like, I guess, I don't know. I'm just, so motivated to just keep going. I always would start off the start of the week very motivated, da 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 da. Weekend, then absolute collapse and destroy all the hard work that I would have done during the week.
Mm.
And it'd be like I'd be rewarding myself if I was tired, if I was up during the night with the kids or anything like that. It was like, oh God, I deserve to have these biscuits. It wasn't a biscuit, it was these biscuits with this cup of tea. And do you know what I mean? Like every time that I'd put the baby for a nap, I'd be like eating, because I'd be thinking, oh God, I can't eat when she's up. And of course I was eating when she was up as well. It's just, I don't know, it's just the mindset completely shifted.
Mm.
And I'm breastfeeding her as well, and I think that it definitely has had even benefits towards that, like that, that she's probably, because I'm eating better, that she's benefiting from it too.
Yeah.
Um, and
As
definitely I have more energy, as up during the night. Maybe it's a chance, but like she sleeps way better than my other two slept when they were this age. They were also being breastfed. Maybe she's just a better sleeper, but I'm kind of putting everything back to, me not, having the sugar in myself, and then so not passing the sugar on to her,
Yeah,
so
it has to make sense.
um
Yeah. Oh, we'll totally take that
oh
one. We'll totally take that one.
yeah,
No, but it makes
absolutely.
sense because even like if you've probably seen other testimonials here as well, where people would have helped when they cut down on the sugar and even eliminated it, some of them, um, it would have reduced things like inflammation, which would have helped with arthritis, MS. It's all these sort of things. Now we don't like I don't put it out there saying, come here and we'll help you with your MS, or like they're
Mhm.
huge claims to make. But the logic in it is if you are reducing the sugar that's going into your body, it's going to help your body. It's not just about weight loss. Like people are reducing their cholesterol levels, their blood pressure, all sorts of stuff, all sorts
Mhm.
of added benefits. But yeah, that's great that your child as well can feel the benefits of that.
Yeah,
Everybody
but even
that.
I was going, we'll say, my exercise class. When I think about it now, if I had a waistcoat on that was carrying 4 stone of weights, like I'm not lifting 4 stone of weights at my exercise class. But if, a couple of months ago I was lifting that to just get up off the floor, from doing my exercises.
And then
So
your
it's
kids on top of that.
exactly, so it's
Yeah, we had
um
another, I don't know if you ever seen, I know I'm referring to another testimonial, but there was a lovely lady, Lisa, who she was a farmer and she had a sheep, like the lamb was born when she started the course. And I think
mhm,
it was 18 kilos. And she lost that, I don't know, was it around 8 or 10 weeks or something? And she lifted up the lamb. It was
the
now
cat.
a sheep, and she took a photo of it. And it's amazing the visual on that. So the same
Yeah,
thing, like 4 stone, if you were to actually get something and see, you know, that you were carrying that,
it's
like it has
amazing.
to help your joints, your back, and everything. Yeah.
Oh, everything. Yeah, yeah. And you can definitely feel the benefits of it. Even getting onto the floor, making a puzzle with the kids,
Yeah.
and just you can spring back up again. You know what I mean? It's just, when you're
Yeah.
not carrying around that kind of um heaviness or whatever. And like I definitely feel, I have more weight to lose. That's, I'm nowhere near, but I just feel in myself so confident, feel like that is where I'm going. So I don't need to worry about it. I don't feel like, oh God, I don't feel self-conscious. All of that is gone. And I think, like I said, the weight loss, fabulous, the control, greater. But that's all a part of it, like that I'm not talking to myself in a horrible way about my weight every morning. Because you see, you'd get up in the morning, I'm like, I'm going to start today, I'm going to be better, I'm going to be good. And then the next minute, the first thing that would happen would be I'd go and get something and eat crap. And then from the very start of the day, then I'm feeling like rubbish because I'm after losing my control from the very start of the day. And
Yeah.
then I'm giving myself a hard time over it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. And there's no winning in
when
that.
all,
Not.
no, but when that's gone, you can get up and get on with your day, because it's, you don't have to worry about feeling terrible, or I just don't feel terrible anymore. I feel great. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's
it
great. No,
makes an awful difference.
thinking like what is reminding me of that is during the course, so you've just done the 6 weeks, like in total. So all 6 weeks have weight loss suggestions in there, but in week 4, 5, and 6, there's great emotional stuff done there, and we won't go into that
Mhm.
because that's done in a group setting, but like it's very private what people do in there. But for week 5 and 6, there's lots of positive stuff going in there where you're
Mhm.
supposed to recognize yourself as being equal to everybody else, and there's no such thing as perfect. There is no
No,
such thing as perfect, and um, other people's opinion doesn't matter as well. So it's just amazing when you're in an hypnotic trance, and hypnosis is just deep relaxation. But when you're in there, the subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and imagined. So when I'm putting all those suggestions into your head, you're taking them in, and there's no judgment because the conscious part's relaxed. Now, I know for some people maybe listening to this for the first time, if they don't know much about hypnosis, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. But that's why that's the new reality that people get
Mhm.
coming out of this then, because they've accepted the suggestion, yes, I am equal to everyone else. And like you're full proof of it there, because you are. And like there's no point in beating yourself up over something, or and
No,
thankfully anyway, you've had nearly 4 months now of just clean eating and happy out. It's not, did you ever feel deprived at all? Because that's another thing people
no,
ask. Oh, I don't know if I can do it, but actually if you get rid of that feeling of deprivation. So what's your view on deprivation now? Are you on a diet?
no. And that's the thing about it is, like I said it in the last testimonial, food tastes better to me now.
Yeah.
I make more of an effort. I'm putting in, like I'm never without brown bread made, I'm never without soup. I'm never without salad chopping up, so, or having it prepared and ready. Whereas before I was too busy to do all that. But like there's absolutely no, if anything, like I said, I feel like I want to, express to other people without standing there going, "Oh, you shouldn't be eating that," or you know what I mean. I want, like, you could feel like this if you, stopped eating that as well. Like there's no bloated, there's no going to bed and waking up in the middle of the night thirsty because you're after eating stuff that's too, it's crap and you're feeling sick and your stomach is upset. There's nothing. I have none of that, and I never had this long a spell where I stuck to anything before. Um, but now I don't even have to think about it. I'm not thinking about food all day long.
Mm,
Anytime Weight Watchers, Slim World, anything like that, I wake up and I be going, okay, so today I'm going to eat this, you know. Whereas now I'm like, okay, well, I'm prepared, but at the same time, I'm not thinking all day long what I'm going to be eating. I'm just eating when it's time for me to eat, when I'm hungry or whatever, and I'm not worrying about what I'm going to eat and making, the right choices about, there's always a can of tuna inside in the press if I'm stuck, or if I don't have soup, if I don't, that you can just pull it. But before I would be always trying to set everything up, and
yeah.
it
The
just takes
noise.
the challenge. Oh god, yeah, it's just a constant, but then you're constantly thinking of food.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm not doing that, that's all gone, so it's great.
Yeah, that's the eating to live. You can see it on my screen there. Eating live, the last point there. Eating to live instead of living to eat.
Living to eat,
And
yeah.
that's a huge big change, isn't it? Like, see
Hmm.
all those things there, portion sizes. Actually, if we run through those quickly, um, portion sizes, do you see a huge difference in your portion size now?
Unbelievable, side plate all the way.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, just side plating it. Going out for dinner. I've been out for dinner and I've just eaten until I was full. You know what I mean? Or eaten until I'm satisfied. Like I
Yeah.
have, at the start I was nervous to go out for dinner. Um Now I'm not. I just go, and I don't have a starter, I don't have a main course, but then, or I don't have a dessert. But then sometimes I'm getting something and I might go, I'll actually have the starter size instead of having the main course. And I'm quite happy to do that. And I feel perfectly satisfied. I would, if I
Yeah.
was going out before, if I was being good, I might have had the soup and a sandwich. Whereas now I can go out for lunch with someone and I can just have the soup. And, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's perfect. One, they'll bring you two slices of bread, I'll eat one slice of bread, brown bread with the soup. Or
Mm,
that's like totally different to what I would have done before. But
yeah.
side plate is a game changer because you can eat everything. but because you're eating it in a smaller amount,
Yeah. You
it's
get away with it, don't you? And
100%.
and the thing is, and again, that's another suggestion that goes in about your stomach's only the size of your fist. So it makes
Hmm.
no sense to be putting numbers of fistfuls,
Yeah.
So once that connection, I suppose you've made that connection as well and accepted that suggestion. So yeah, no, that is it's brilliant. Chewing your food, do you find yourself chewing the food more as well?
I will answer this, right, because I don't have time to eat slowly. I wish I did, but
Okay.
I'm literally always like rushing to I want to, but it's, look, you have small kids sitting there sometimes, that's you're trying to eat at the same time as the baby needs to be fed, or
Yeah,
it is and
that's all
when
right.
I do get the opportunity to slow things down, I do slow things down, but
Yeah.
I probably do. That is one of the things that I wish I was better at, is, taking my time over it, and
Mm.
slowing things down there and chewing things
Yeah.
better. But
Well, the
yeah,
only thing is, if that's the only thing now that we've, could touch up on a maintenance session, like,
yeah,
that's not bad anyway. Um, Aware of physical appetite. So you said that already, that you eat just when you're hungry and walk away from the table. Are you drinking a lot more water now?
yes, yeah. I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of tea.
Okay.
Maybe it's the time of the year or something. But whereas before I wouldn't be able to have a cup of tea without the biscuit, or without a slice of toast, or without something,
Yeah.
now I can just drink tea, and I have no bother meeting the girls at wherever after going for a walk for a cup of tea. That if people are having coffees and stuff, we would have been having a tea and a scone, or a tea and a sliced cake or something like that, or apple tart, and that's all gone. I'm just quite happy to have tea, and
Mm,
so I drink a good bit of tea, drink a good bit of water, and consciously, like from the when I get up in the morning, I just pour the pint of water, and it's just sitting there in the counter, just being added to all day, kind of,
yeah.
So yeah.
Brilliant. No, that's a game changer for most people, isn't it? Um,
Hmm.
and walking in that, you look like you're ready to go for a walk now this morning too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're getting
Well, the
out.
sun is shining, and when the sun is shining, I always try to get out, and I bought the rain gear. So I do sometimes get for a walk in the rain as well. And sometimes that's nearly more rewarding, because you feel like you're after achieving something, or,
Oh, it's
so
gorgeous. Yeah.
yeah,
We tip is
yeah,
baseball cap for the rain. Like I do it every
absolutely.
day with my dog, so it's something that is essential. Actually, there was one last thing before you go there. You did say reward earlier, and I meant to come back at it. You'd said it is nice to have that reward at the end of the week. And what's so interesting is, like, the old mindset in traditional diet, and a reward is usually in the form of food, but yours
Chinese
actually was, oh, Chinese, yeah. Like, so many people get the Chinese on the way back from certain
yeah, getting weighed in.
places, yeah. But for yourself, you're saying it's nice to get that reward, and I think what you're referring to, I think, was standing on the scales and
So
seeing it drop again. That's a lovely way to be thinking, isn't it? As opposed to rewarding the old
yes.
ways.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, and that is the reward. And I have a few people who I text every Wednesday morning to say, "Oh, I've another 3 pounds down, or I've another 2 pounds down," and look, I'm after getting to my four stone mark. Because
Yeah,
and they're really supportive. So like that's
that's good
kind
now.
of my Wednesday morning thing, like just to stand up in the scale still and keep that going,
Yeah.
whether however long that'll last for, but
Oh, it'll keep
it's
going
still,
for as
yeah,
long
it's
as
still
you
going at the
desire,
moment.
Meg.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love getting those texts on Wednesdays too. I do, because I know you don't do it every week, but when they do come in, I'm like, woohoo! Because, like, this is why
Yeah.
we do what we're doing, and I don't doubt that it's going to keep dropping. But I'm going to let you go because I know you're a busy woman. Thank you so much for giving us that update, and we shall catch up with you soon. Keep
No
going.
bother. Thanks a million, Rosie.
You're welcome.
Thanks
Bye.
so much. Bye. Bye. Bye.
At the Weight Loss Clinic, we run these weekly classes called HypnoSlim. And in HypnoSlim, over the 6 weeks, you can expect to get help with emotional eating's the big one. Getting rid of I suppose, the triggers, those things or associations we have with overeating. Maybe it's when we get stressed, or we're bored or lonely, when the emotions take over. So what we're doing is breaking up that association you have with when those things happen, you reach for the food. And that's one of the things. Other things that we have, we're getting rid of those cravings that you have for the sugary foods and the fatty foods as well. So when you come out of hypnosis, as early as that first night, you should have lost your cravings for the junk food, because what you're doing is you're changing your attitude towards them. So it's not like when you go on a diet, and when you go on a diet, oh, well, I can't eat chocolate, or I can't eat crisps, I can't, I don't, I won't, all those things. You're taking away that feeling of deprivation, because when you actually change your new reality deep inside your head, in your subconscious mind, when you change that reality and that want for the junk, well, then it's easier then when you come out and someone offers you a packet of crisps, you go, I actually don't want that. And genuinely mean that. So, you can listen to lots of testimonials on our website, and that's the common theme that people will say. It's like it takes away that urge. So if you're looking for a diet or a nutritional plan, this is not what we specialize in. We specialize in helping you change your attitude towards food. So your new reality is that you don't want the bad stuff, you want more of the good stuff, and also will help you increase your desire to drink more water and to exercise. So all those things that we know we should be doing. And most ladies and gents that I talk to on the phone, they will say, I could write the book on it at this stage. And they genuinely could. They could write a best-selling book on what we should be doing. And I'm not a nutritionist, I am a hypnotherapist. So I specialize in the mind and helping you with your mindset around food. So if this is something that you would like more information on, all you have to do is just reach out, send a message, and we'll take it from there. It's not about going on this diet to fit into the dress or to get into the bikini for the summer, or yes, all those things are great, but this is more of a lifestyle change, and it's for people who are fed up. It's not a magic wand, although sometimes I think it is. But I bring 50% of it, you bring the other 50%, and it's that combination where you have to really want the change, and then the process is really good at helping you then, guiding you through that so that it's easier for you and to take away that feeling of deprivation. So enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for watching.